Welcome to our Am I the Asshole? I hope you enjoy, so let's get to it. Am I the asshole for backing out of babysitting a friend's kids at the last minute? I feel like I can admit that I am one of the assholes in this situation, but I guess I want to know if it's justified or not. So a week ago, I got a phone call from someone I would consider a friend. We're not super close, but we're friendly, and get together with the same group of friends a lot. She called and said that her kids were talking about how much fun they have with mine, and wanted to know if we were free this coming Saturday, a week and a half away, at the time. My kids really do like her kids, and I want to be better friends with her as well, so I said sure. She was relieved, and said her husband would be out of town, and she needed a babysitter from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. I felt like it was a major bait and switch, because I thought she wanted to do something all together, but I felt bad backing out, when I had already told her I was completely free that day. I should have said something right then, but I didn't. Well, yesterday, I ran into a friend of mine, and she asked if I was excited for Saturday. I thought that was weird, because no, I'm not excited to babysit someone else's kids for 14 hours. But I said my kids were definitely excited. She said, "Oh good. Is your husband taking them to do something fun? Or who is watching them?" To which I made a face and responded that I was watching them, and then she was the one who was confused, and said, "So you're not coming?" Well, last week I didn't go to the end of your PTA meeting, because I had just started my period, and I felt crummy and didn't want to go. I guess after the fact, some friends went out to lunch. They decided to plan a big girls' day to relax, before the kids are back home all day for the summer. Going to the city, shopping, pedicures, eating at nice restaurants, etc. And when it was brought up that I would probably love to go too, this friend said she needed to talk to me about some PTA stuff I missed, so she would tell me about it when she called me. But instead, she decided to use me as her babysitter. So, I called the friend, and told her I wasn't aware of the girls' day at the time, and that I wouldn't be able to watch her kids after all. She asked if my husband could watch her kids too, which was a no. She started crying that she really needed this, and what would she do now, since her husband won't be home, and it's too late to find someone willing to watch 5 kids, for 14 hours, with no pay, and then once the tears weren't working, she just got angry. She said it was rude to back out of a commitment, just so I could selfishly do something fun, and how I'm an awful friend. My friends are all feeling super uncomfortable with the whole thing. We're all typically a very happy, drama-free friend group, so I know no one wants to take sides, and now I'm wondering if I even go at all. So am I the asshole for backing out of watching her kids, when I committed to it already? Now to some relevant comments with replies from OP. Obviously, your group isn't as drama-free as you say. It's true though. We're not super tight-knit. We don't get together that often, and I know there's times some get together, and others don't, and it's not a big deal. But I am beginning to wonder if maybe it is a little more tight-knit than I realized, and I'm just not a part of it in that way. You should really question those friends siding with her. This has been the most hurtful part of it all. So we're not the type of friend group that gets together all the time, and live at each other's houses or anything. We get together for birthdays every once in a while, or after a meeting like this day. But I've known most of them since I've lived here for over a decade, so I thought we had some substance to our relationships. But no one is acting like it was super absurd. I'm honestly wondering if I even want to go at this point. Before writing the post, I was just angry and annoyed at this one person. But after reading comments and thinking about it, I'm just kind of sad that no one really cared. By the way, I'm definitely not saying I'll stay and watch her kids. But maybe just spend the day doing something for myself. Update. I had someone ask for an update on what I ended up doing yesterday, so here it is. I followed the advice from a lot of you to talk to one of the friends I'm closer to in the group, Sarah, to kind of get a feel for what was going on. Sarah said she was kind of frustrated with everyone. After I had run into the friend, her name is Casey, to make it less confusing. Casey had filled everyone in on what had happened. They all agreed that the mean friend, Jenny, shouldn't have lied or tricked me into watching her kids, but they all sympathize with her. I guess it is Jenny's 15th anniversary this weekend, but her husband forgot and had planned a boys' camping trip. So, she was sad and angry with her husband, and they all knew she would really need a little getaway to cheer her up. Though it doesn't sound like anyone blamed me for not babysitting, they were disappointed for her, and put all of their energy into making a plan for her to still be able to go. No one really seemed to bat an eye whether I was going to go or not, or care that I was sad, except for Sarah. However, when it came time to make final plans for everything, someone decided to do the math, and realized that if I was going to come, we would no longer all fit into the Suburban. My friend Kim was going to drive. It's a 2-hour drive to the city, so taking one vehicle was definitely ideal. Sarah volunteered to drive her car, and we would just take 2, but it all just felt so forced, and so uncomfortable that I just ended up backing out. I mentioned in a few of my comments that I have always known I'm not one of the most involved friends in the group, but I've known most of them for almost a decade, so I guess I thought there was more substance to our friendship than they all did. I don't think any of them have anything against me or dislike me. But I'm realizing I'm just not that important to them. It was pretty disappointing, and it definitely opened my eyes. So that all happened on Thursday, and I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty heartbroken by it all. The next day when my husband came home for lunch, he told me to hurry and pack an overnight bag, because he had booked a hotel room for me and my sister-in-law to go have our own girls' night. His mom and sister pulled up an hour later so his mom could watch the kids after my husband went back to work, and his sister, who is seriously just the best, and I had the best 24-hour getaway ever. Some people can be real jerks. I just feel so dang lucky that my husband and family aren't. Well, what do you think? Was OP an asshole? I don't think she was, as Jenny knew what she was doing, by not telling OP about the girls' day, before asking her to babysit, which isn't very friend-like. If I was you, OP, I wouldn't be friends with that group anymore, with maybe the exception of Sarah, as she seemed to have your back a little. What do you guys think? Was OP in the right, or was she the asshole? Let me know in the comments what you think. Thanks for listening, and if you enjoyed, please consider subscribing. Have a great day.